other
Hey there.
Terran Earthling and Jeremiah just joined the open chat. What is up, guys?
Oh, that Jeremiah guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
How you doing, bro?
Good, buddy. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Hey, Jeremiah.
So what are we on right now? Sorry, we just got off the other stream.
Simon C.
We were on these reflectors and talking about the types of reflectors with how the three mirrors and the optics.
Oh, the phase conjugate reflectors.
We're on a bit of a metamaterial tangent.
Oh, sweet. Yes, the phase conjugate mirrors. Those are fascinating.
Yeah, so it's the same idea.
Wouldn't you think the sun have had an effect on those after all these years, though? Or is that not something?
No, well, that's because it's phase conjugation, right? Like it's actually reflecting the proper reflection. So, it's like the best example was when Jeremy showed that example with the laser, right? Like with the imaging thing. Yeah, the hologram thing. Yeah, that was great. Like it literally straightened out all the photons so that it would look like a perfect image. Yeah, like it's built into its construct. It's fascinating. It's like a default in its own design.
It's beyond fascinating because it's proof we were there or somebody was there and put it there.
It's true.
Yeah, maybe another. Wouldn't that be something if it came out that another spaceship put it there and they pretend we put it there, and they dropped it? They dropped the the landing module at, like, I don't know, 50,000 feet, and then just went out and picked it up out in the ocean in a boat. I mean, it could have been faked easily, but if we had spaceship technology back then, which some say we do, some say we don't.
Then maybe some say the Nazis had it and that they moved to Argentina and Hitler lived down there and developed it out in America.
Make sure you send Jeremiah a link because
I'm doing that right now. I'm emailing it to him.
Yeah, because I think he might have got dropped.
No, he's got the link. If he got here, he's got the link.
No, yeah, that was because
on his phone. I'm emailing it to him so he can join from his computer.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Well, yeah, the idea again, this is the idea behind the phase conjugate mirror too. Is exactly what you said. Is this on the quantum level? It's like three mirrors at 90-degree angles, so like a million of them that are all reflecting the image back. That's kind of
a perfect image instead of a reverse image.
Right,
you can actually read the label on your shirt instead of having it in reverse.
And Jeremy, what would you always use, a laser to get your reflection straight?
Oh wait, okay. I'm gonna show this this video.
Yeah, this is the best one. I love it.
Oh, this one's great.
Hello.
We can't hear it, Jeremy, or at least I can't.
It's just music playing. It's no like. It's just violin music playing. You can't really hear anything anyway. It's not like there's a talk or a description. So here they're just showing that there's the beams in focus right there. It comes down to a point, right? And then it goes back again. So you're finding that focal point at the smallest point is the focal point of where that beam reverses.
Oh, wow.
So they put a splitter here, right here at that focal point, and the splitter sends one image in this direction, and then one back here, and then they show like the fog glass around this, and then they use the crystal of the barium titanate, which the barium titanate on the quantum level looks like a whole bunch of these cubes. and it looks like a sheet array of that kind of reflector, so it forms a phase conjugate mirror, which gives true reflection on the frequencies of the barium titanate crystal, which is shown in this green.
What's cool though is that it takes a while for the image to actually become clear. It's not instant.
Yeah,
that's what fascinates me.
It's like quantum resolution, because it has to reflect back through all the crystals. Like it has to basically like find the path through the fog.
It's almost like a form of discernment
or consciousness. I mean, I don't know.
Well, isn't that discernment?
Who is that face?
That's Van Gogh, isn't it?
Yes, it's Van Gogh.
Is that Van Gogh? Oh my God.
Go.
That's fascinating as hell, if you ask me.
If he always had that one face turn, that ear turned, yeah, it's his right ear that he cut off, so that's to the back.
That's a cat or some type of jungle cat.
I think
it's a kitty cat. Yeah.
I think they use Van Gogh because it's an artist. It shows the artistry, and it also is left and right handed. It's chiral because of the ear thing. One of his ears was cut off. That's a good. That's a good catch.
Oh, okay.
Good catch.
Really cool stuff, man.
The end. But yeah, that was 2015. They've been researching this stuff probably a lot longer than that. Super interesting stuff. UFO Twitter. Twitter is just a mess right now. Anyways, I got my account back for one day, and then they rebanned it.
You got it back for one day, and they slashed it by 50% of your followers.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's just typical.
But they didn't
Jeremy, remember when you and me were banded Jeremy, when you and me were banded at the same time, it was my first day on the damn thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
What do I have to do to get it back? What do I have to do to get it back?
I think Jeremy Corbell and some of these other people own Twitter. The thing is, I had this Hover Brothers account from when I did the Hover Brothers thing. That I use sometimes. I had this main account, my main AlienScientist account, which was my brand account, right? And I've had a couple other Jeremy accounts over the years, just because I've forgotten passwords on a few of them.
Yeah.
But the AlienScientist account is different than my personal account. But what they blamed the AlienScientist account for was they said that I got my account back. They restored it. They said I just have to remove that comment, the one comment that triggered it, and it was something about, a little inappropriate. But man, these guys were trained psychological warfare people that are behind
absolutely.
And they went after me hard, man. Like you don't understand the things that they do to you.
Kicked me off immediately, didn't they? Just for associating with you.
They get in on your head. They get in your personality, and they just fuck with you constantly. There's one guy. I have to ban him. He creates a new account. He goes on everything I post, and just floods it with the same bullshit. And then I ban him, and he creates a new account and a new account, and they just follow me around and just. It's constantly. So if I get any traction on any other post, they come in and shut it down. It's like there's a theme.
The opposite of love.
Who's running it? Who's running it now? Is Musk running it, or does he have somebody else running it for him?
It's not Musk that's in charge of this. And you know what? When I got my account back, I made a comment praising Musk about, and Twitter as being a free speech, haven. I made a comment. Just like thanking them for restoring my account, just because I was like really worried that that there is kind of like this bad censorship going on the platform. So I made that comment just as like, wow, they restored my account. They really did. And immediately someone went and reported me because they're like, oh, well, this guy created another account when he was banned. And it's like, no, that's my brand account. You banned my brand account. You can't just ban my personal account from the platform too and say that like, oh, you created another account to stay unbanned. It's like, no, I've had other accounts on this platform, and it's like,
it's freedom of self-determination. It's just they're taking it away, dude. It's freedom of speech, and it's unbelievable what's happening right now. I can't understand it.
You can always say that you foresaw the future, and you created plan B, plan C, plan D for yourself, because as an analyst of politics, science, and that kind of stuff.
I wonder if the CIA didn't hire a person to become an expert in Twitter rules and Twitter law, just so they can, use those regulations to be like, oh, well, technically, according to Rule 17, Chapter 5.
We have feedback.
Hey,
yeah, we're hearing pseudo echo on the new dude.
Yeah, I took him off. David,
where's what's going on with Alex Jones on X? He's on there a lot lately. I wanted to ask you, first of all, what happened to InfoWars? Because I know they shut it down, right? It's been shut down, right? But he still calls himself
InfoWars. He got it back. They tried hijacking it, but no, he's still in control of it, apparently.
So you can still turn it on at 11 in the morning and he's on?
Oh, there's Jeremiah.
Welcome back, Jeremiah.
Yo,
he's still turning Alex Jones on at 11, 12 in the morning, and he's in there depending on what time zone you're on.
Say what?
I do have to laugh with Tune Flux.
InfoWars.
Every one of his broadcasts is now an emergency broadcast pod.
Listen to me, man. I'm being serious. Listen, on InfoWars, if you're in his time zone, you're on. He comes at 11. If you're on my time zone, he's East Coast. He comes on at noon. Okay. If you go to InfoWars, is there anything there? Because he's always on X. He simulcasts on X, so he's got to be coming from somewhere.
This is InfoWars right now.
I can't get on X. I can't get on it. It won't let me on it because that thing happened between me and Jeremy the first time I ever tried to get on. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Well,
they got.
Can't you guys pardon for it? Like, can you guys not send a message somehow, like even written, to them and be like, hey, what's going on here? We're just freedom of speech. What's going on?
This I asked Jeremy. I can't.
Bro,
he was right with me when this happened.
I don't understand how I get banned. Half of Twitter is people saying that the Jews did JFK, 9/11, and UFOs, and it's with space lasers, and and I can't even voice.
There's that in piece.
And this whole thing was over the comment I made was over vaccines and the whole vaccine thing, which is another crazy thing. And the InfoWars, you got to see what's going on with RFK now. They've put a bunch of money into these research studies into the cause of autism, and he said, "I'm going to have an answer for why autism is so prevalent in children now by October." And apparently, the money he spent is looked into, it looks like the studies that I've seen so far and the money that's going into it is looking for environmental causes.
Yeah, the outdoor particulates and indoor particulates, right?
They're saying outdoor particulates, nanoparticulates, also the glyphosate.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Sorry,
glyphosate. Yeah, the glyphosate within the because they genetically modified the plants to take in glyphosate.
So by
the way, which people who don't know, hold on, this is most important. It was called boiler cleaner back in the 50s.
Boiler cleaner?
Yes, boiler cleaner in the 50s. And when it lost its patent royalties, they changed it.
Well, the glyphosate would definitely be a huge one. If that's in the crops, it's in so much stuff.
Why are they feeding us boiler cleaner?
But I guess it's they can't. There was aluminum and mercury in the vaccines, and then the antagonists that were in the vaccines that would antagonize that meant to antagonize your immune system and all that stuff. I think that there's a lot of combination of these things which led to cases, but again, they're not gonna go after the vaccine companies. The vaccine companies are probably not. I don't know. Are they? Do you think that they're gonna allow the vaccine companies to be held liable?
I want you to imagine a commercial on TV saying, "If you or someone you know has ever been vaccinated."
Yeah.
It would be everybody.
Huge.
It would be everybody.
They'd have to take everything down. It's like Monsanto. It's easier devil to blame because they've been blamed for all these like atrocities over the years. They're probably just gonna be like, oh, it's Monsanto's fault for making this. They're the ones.
What? Yeah, but do you remember like back when the pandemic first happened? I watched it since right at December in 2019, and I remember Bill Gates buying the vaccine off of China.
Oh man. No, anyways, I didn't mean to derail the discussion.
Yeah, okay, right. Sorry, my bad.
And stuff, but yeah, that's we'll get into
before we go, you and me were going to talk about something, man. And it was pretty cool or pretty important. What was it? We were going to talk about something. Remember when you and I were on the phone earlier today? There was something we were going to talk about, and it wasn't fucking vaccines and shit like that, and.
Well, yeah, there's other political stuff going on. So,
you're gonna get your title back.
Let's talk about the new pope. Let's talk about the new pope. Let's talk about the new pope. Yeah.
I could talk about the.
Sure, he's an alien.
I'd rather talk about abortion than that.
He's an American pope. He's got some ties to Peru, I guess.
Oh, there's a new one already?
There was questions on have you seen the new supposed leak or whistleblower about the Tic Tac, and there was like the 4chan and then another leak there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But Dick Cheney has been elected pope.
What?
And yes, the deep state is full control now.
Imagine if your name had Dick. Imagine your dick had chains around it. I mean, that must suck.
What are the odds that J.D. Vance went there?
Who's the guy that played Dick Cheney in the movie Dick Cheney? I think this guy would be a better actor, honestly. He looks.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Dick Cheney's got to be almost 90 years old, Jeremy. Look his fucking age up. All these people live so long.
Yeah, like he's like the new Henry Kissinger, man.
And then they fake their death, and then they go to live somewhere else. I don't know where, but that is exactly what I don't give a shit what anybody says.
The reptilians.
But seriously, what are the odds? What are the odds that J.D. Vance, visited the previous pope within hours of his death, and then an American pope gets?
Because he had something on his skin that he shook his hand with, and it killed him.
I thought the same thing.
I mean, he was also pretty old and not in great health. So
that was the way they tried. They tried to kill the Pope that way in a movie, and I'm trying to think of which movie it was. I think it was one of the Godfathers, or like, all you got to do is touch him with this, and he'll be dead within
movie
seconds.
That North Korea really didn't like.
Yeah, the North Korea movie. Yeah.
Well, Kim Jong-un did it to his brother, so
yeah, that's the one.
The interview. What is that about? Who's in that? I know that movie.
Yeah, that had Seth Rogen and
they threatened. Yeah, Kim Jong-un threatened to kill both of them if they made that movie. Yeah. Rocket Man. Then Rocket Man all of a sudden decided that he loved Trump and all this stuff and wanted to be just like him. Rocket Man. That was so funny when he called him that. Trump is funny at times. Trump seems more laid back this term so far. What do you guys think?
Well, he understands what happened. So, like, I was just watching a recent video on Xing, and he was explaining how he was going to have dominance over America by 2027. And he claimed that because what they have is they have 250 boat yards, and we have about 3 or 4 in total with Canada and the United States. And
okay, and you can take it out with a tiny drone. That's the thing. Like, it's the same thing as
push out as
in
many
Ukraine.
boats as they want.
Like, if you have tanks that are $3 million and they're taken out with a $2,000 drone, then, economically, who's going to collapse first?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same thing as every RTS.
But you have to understand too, like, where are we? Like, for example, like if we are investing our money into 7th gen tech, like space and time tech, right? If we are invested into that now, and that's all we're spending our money on, then that's understandable why we haven't kept up with China. But
we have new technologies they don't know about.
Maybe
it's a thing. They should. A thing today was shown on the news. China's look. If you type in right now, China's warship building rate compared to the United States shipbuilding rate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 1,000 to 1.
Yeah, it's
that was scary.
Yeah, they claim that they make 250 ships a day compared to Canada.
I think they do because they control the steel industry now.
So you know that the UK has no steel now? None. Zero.
That's because just like Canada and the United States, we all sold our scrap to China. And guess what happened? They went and whipped their scrap up, in order to create recycling properly. And look at all the metal they have.
If any of you have ever welded in the past 10 years,
my bad. Sorry.
Have any of you ever welded in the past 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have Chinese steel, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And you have the United States recycled steel. Okay. And I will say this. The Chinese recycled steel that they sell to the United States is the worst garbage you ever welded on in your life. Now listen to me.
Yeah,
the steel we had gotten from the steel we had gotten from China welded like the old United States steel from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I live. I live in PA.
It's scrap metal, right? That's been recycled, right? It's all recycled.
Jeremy, and Jeremy, if there's contaminants in it, cracks, it's tensile strength is shit. You know what tensile strength is, right? It's tensile strength's terrible. There's nothing about it to brag about at all.
So the guys
motorcycle frames have been breaking going down the highway due to the fact that they hit a bump and they form a crack, and that crack goes on and on and on and on. Then boom, it's listen.
I could tell you why.
U.S. Steel's done.
You know what happened? So what happened was, like, from what I actually heard, is that the Chinese were actually trying to mix aluminum with the steel, and that's what fucked everything up. That's why you find Chinese
one's ferrous and one's
non-ferrous, all this stuff.
Well, this is an educational and very interesting detour on steel. But yeah, the whole let's get back on topic, Dan, with some. How does this relate to UFOs? And they're not building UFOs out of Chinese steel.
Okay, well, let's get back to UFOs. Let's get back to the. Well, I think we got into it because of.
I want to talk about Pam Bondi. I want to talk about these chicks.
I love girls.
I want to talk about this Luna chick, and I want to talk about this Pam Bondi chick, who's clearly some kind of PR face for the Justice Department now.
Why do people not like her?
You want to do a dive on the drive?
No one's been arrested, man. None of the deep state. Where's Pam Bondi and Kash Patel? Did they like tie Kash Patel's hands as soon as he got in there?
Epstein list.
Yeah, the Epstein list
cases take a long time to put together, Jeremy.
Yeah, all right. So when it comes down to Mossad,
they're afraid of arresting Bill Gates, because Bill Gates is definitely on that list. His wife,
and he owns Windows.
He probably has like dead man switches up the wazoo.
Oh yeah, think about it. He owns Windows, so every single Windows dead man switch has this guy's fucking profile right all over it. You know what I mean? Like,
he's the devil. He's kind of diabolical bastard who would he'd just be like, all right, none of
you
your.
can kill two birds with one stone with him. You can have Bigfoot kill him. Say, oh my God, we discovered Bigfoot. Right?
You know, some things I see okay, but the rest of it I just don't understand.
Man, you can't. This guy is like, these guys have so much money. It's not a surprise they haven't. There's no takedown. There's no accountability. You know what's really messed up is that you have Anna Paulina Luna posing with Elizondo and taking this guy on to the UAP task forces. If you know, these other guys got to know. I don't know if Chris Mellon, he was the head of the Area 51, and just to be bringing these guys in and putting them in charge of the whole UFO operation, it's like these guys are not in charge of disclose. This is controlled like disclosure from the inside. These guys are like
Brissett, Brissett. I forget how you guys say his name. Anyways,
shit.
It's Brissett. But,
no,
it's French. It's Brissette.
He wants to know the truth, at least.
But anyways, yeah. Thank you, Simon. You're way better than I could do it. Way better. But anyways, yeah. So he's the guy you want to talk to because he actually has a mentality to him. He has an actual like, okay, is this going to better humanity or not? But he has to be taught. That's the difference. That guy needs to be taught. It needs to be taught properly.
He needs to come over here and get high with me and hang out for a couple days.
No, come on, that's definitely not a good idea.
Not the way to coax them.
We know how you guys party. Anyway.
Oh, I forgot to go to work for 15 days. I thought I was on workers' comp.
That's what
no, your buddy is. This really happened about a month ago. A friend of mine. This really happened. I've been off because I need surgery. This guy stayed partying. We stayed partying at his house for 19 days and never called in or anything. They finally called him and I answered the phone, handed it to him, and he told them to go F themselves. Not once, but 3 times. They fired him.
What about the guy that killed his wife and on heroin? And
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's no good.
There's problems, dude.
No he OD'd her accidentally because 2 things looked like I was not there. This happened. I hadn't even talked to the fucking guy in months and months and months. And I heard something had happened and I called and he was falling all over the floor at work and doing all kinds of weird stuff. And then here,
all right, let's get back on topic, man. Come on, Dan.
Let's get back to
come on, Dan. We're gonna the brain damage guys.
Mute your mics, guys. I want to like set the pace here. Luna is definitely, you know, she's like, I guess some people are saying, oh, she was some stripper that got into politics and kind of like a Republican AOC. She doesn't really know what's going on. She's still learning the field, and Burchett's the more common sense kind of guy. You know, of course, he's gotten taken in by some of this counterintelligence agent who's gotten into the mix. But I think he exposed himself at that hearing because he's got to have better intelligence, better insights, better. You know, this guy's not a stupid individual, but he plays dumb. When it comes time to give business and get down to business, he plays stupid. But when it's time to play around and fuck around on podcasts, he plays friggin', you know, I'm the friggin' king shit. I'm gonna you know, bring disclosure out, and I'm a whistleblower, and you know,
we need to literally be like, all right, come on here, and then we all like look at him like we're gonna analyze you, motherfucker.
He would never do it. If he did, man, it'd be bad, because especially when I'm calling for his arrest and all that shit, man. That's
really
I think that's, no, I'm calling for Lou Elizondo.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I called Tim Burchett's office and told him, like, I called Luna's office and I called Tim Burchett's office, and I said, this guy's a trained. You know, I said his dad was in the Bay of Pigs.
But don't you remember? Actually, Burchett even mentioned, he's just like, we know that there's a couple people who are actually in this part that are actually playing the false, right? Remember?
Yes, he's talking about.
I'm totally paraphrasing horribly, but I mean, like,
he's talking about Lou and Jeremy. Lou and Jeremy are like one and the same. They're kind of like you know, Mo, Larry, and Curly. In the stooges of ufology that have taken
I honestly think
since 2017. You know, we were talking, me and Dan and Michael Schratt and some of these other guys were talking about how, like, you know, you got Dolan, you got Jimmy Church, and you got like a couple of these other guys that you had that are the old schoolers that were around back then. But really, ufology was like dead in 2016. Like we didn't know where it was going to go. I almost like was ready to retire from the field and like not even bother with it anymore. And then all of a sudden, like this New York Times article and you know, Ralph Blumenthal and this Elizondo thing, just we were talking about, like, we were set to take over the field too. We were talking about like doing this. We were doing the UFO road trips. And you know,
dude, actually, the most important person I think you've ever mentioned ever on your channel was Frank Sidarsik. Because Frank Sidarsik, his math matches Nikola Tesla's one wire, one antenna system.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah,
100%. That's interesting.
It literally, when you're in that system of the analog antenna, you are literally under control of the like the filament. He said it vibrated, and like I believe it was Bob Greener who mentioned that it reacted like cold neutrino. He called it cold neutrino light, and like it just everything matched it. And I was like,
well, Frank worked directly.
I can actually add some experimental data to that little side note there, because when I was running my large version Tiny Titan circuit, which is just like this uber powerful self-tuning Tesla driver circuit, that it runs kind of like a ZVS, but it uses idealized components for specifically high frequency and takes advantage of the millicapacitance of MOSFET gates. But anyways, yeah, I ran that thing and hooked it up to a true vacuum bulb. It was a 40-watt appliance bulb. And the filament on the inside of that thing, you could see it just trying to like escape. It would fling itself out and stretch out. And you know, the filament is a springy wound thing, so it does have a bit of give. And if you like bounce the ball around, you can see the filament kind of swinging around like a wire, you know, between 2 points. But anyways, yeah, the filament is suspended by 5 individual steel loop rings, and it got stretched out all the way towards the edges and was producing a bunch of radiation as well. So that's, again, one of those signatures. And then if you place a piece of foil or anything like that's hanging from a string near it, it'll attract it. Paper, it'll attract it. But if you feel it with your hand while the filament is lighting up, just from the current trying to escape the filament, it actually does cause it to illuminate to full intensity and nearly burns the bulb out. It feels like a pressure pushing on your hand. So biological organisms experience the force coming off this thing as a pressure, whereas inanimate objects experience an attractive force towards the bulb.
So he passed.
I don't know if that's him. It looks an awful lot like him.
God, I hope it's not him. God, I thought I remember seeing him like back. I remember seeing him in because I was bugging you and
I'm gonna go get my phone and call him. I'm gonna see if he picks up.
I was gonna say,
get him on OPEC. Get him on APEC. Get him on APEC. I'm telling you, get him on APEC.
Call him on the phone. Absolutely.
Reteach everyone, because no one's gonna go through your old movies. So you got to get him back on.
Jeremy, weren't you one of the only people that ever spoke to him or filmed him?
And yeah, he is the guy. I remember bugging geez, what's this heck his name? Tim Ventura. I was like, Tim, get him on.
He worked at NASA Marshall with Whit Brantley and a lot of these other guys on the advanced concepts office on the Podkletnov stuff.
And I'm telling you, because this is what happens. So forced resonance all balances with the spring constant. And then when you tap it into Coulomb's constant, right? Because you're working with electrostatics, the electrostatic one wire systems. You're working with perturbations, and then you're working with scalar fields. And when you're within the manipulation of the field antenna, the field itself, you are within its construct. So therefore, the light that's being emitted from the filament with the vibrational frequency is transmitting at like a cold neutrino light. I believe that's what Bob Greener called it, and the understanding is it's faster than light because it perturbates. It expands and contracts instead of just creating like spiral vortex.
Light's traveling at light speed, but when it hits the atom and interacts with the atom, it no longer travels at light speed. There's a refraction in the index of like the electronic structure of the cloud.
Within the medium,
and that changes the velocity. And if you do everything by velocity, you can get like Schrodinger and some of these other things to come out without the need for the time differential equation.
And you know what? I had some weird things happen to me, and I'm telling you right now, that was the key that they really wanted. Like it was hard to explain. Like this is the focus. You have to have this perturbation, this forced resonance is created by the spring constant within the field antenna, and the only way you can get that is through a one wire circuit and a one wire field antenna in area, and this creates the field that instead of being like a complete dipole, it's kind of like coming back into itself. It's like it's a little different because it's electrostatic. It's hard to explain.
Well, he's got books on it. I mean, Frank Narczyk has a book. He wrote a book.
I'm just comparing what Frank did with what I've researched. That's all.
I believe I have a signed copy of it somewhere. But yeah, damn it. I hope he's not dead, man. I gotta, God.
Oh, no fucking doubt, dude. I'll be crying if he's fucking dead because I want him on APAC.
Yeah. Because
I want him on
crazy.
APAC.
Like I meet so many people over the years that, like I'd lost touch with, that I could probably reach out to him, but it's been years, you know what I mean? That was like so long ago. That was one of the early ones, and it just didn't gain traction in the scientific community and elsewhere. So I kind of just put it by the wayside. And
I'm telling you, the field antenna matches his math. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. Tesla's one wire circuit and his one wire antenna matches the math.
Jack Sarfati would come on and tell you you're a schmuck and you're wrong, and he's gonna.
Well, I could just be like, okay, here, man, here's the engineering,
maybe
physics, the shit out of it.
I'm just saying, I'm speaking words. Someone maybe Frank's
we
pretty
have
good,
to have Sarfati on for a whole different episode, and to actually like get the info out of him that he admits he worked on MK Ultra, so we need to grill him on that and get as much out as possible. And then he also just published a video last night about the hitchhiker effect, and that's a very credible one. Walter Bosley goes into, and several in this community have experienced when they activate large enough fields or energy systems that that it's a serious thing. That, well, let's see what the Schmuckinator has to say on it while we can. Right?
I actually have a couple of stuff on him.
I don't know.
He's probably notes. I actually have some of them on the drive if you want me to share some of them. Like I have the actual quantum transition his paper on that.
All right, you can share your screen.
All right, yeah. Just give me a minute. I gotta find it.
What's up, Faustino?
What's up, guys?
Albert, what's going
Welcome.
on? It's Friday night. My wife wants me to go hang out with her, and I'm probably gonna get off the stream soon. But
darn.
Thanks for jumping in. What's going on? Anything you got to share? Are you a whistleblower?
No, nothing. I just want to know about your opinion on all about this guy, Lou Elizondo.
Oh, I've been talking about him quite a bit. You know, if you want to hear my opinion, go on X and look up some of the spaces that Tupa and Red Panda Koala have done. So Red Panda Koala.
Yeah, I followed those guys already.
Yeah.
You've been on before, right? You're from Mexico, and that you did a presentation with me on the monatomics and stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah, electroculture and pyramids.
Yeah, the pyramids and the electroculture, and that you've got also seen a bunch of like orbs or UFOs in Mexico around the pyramids. Is that correct, or around the coastline?
Oh, yeah, around the coastline. Actually, here where I live, it's common to see UFOs, and we got more than 20 videos of orbs or fleets around the coast.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of spaces with Tupacabra and a lot of the other guys on Twitter that are big into UFOs and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's been shared around, you know. Oh, there's Pal Putoff and Lou and Amy talking about them and how they were evil and stuff right before she was killed. Like, this is a video that I
if those mother truckers fucking harmed her, that'd be awful.
That's pretty crazy that, you know, like just the scientists that have been, you know, mysteriously, you know, we've known so many of them that are no longer with. It's crazy.
Who do you think actually harmed her?
Well, I won't get into my personal like thoughts on this because you know,
that's understandable.
I just don't, you know, I've talked to her father, right, and the family, and they said that she was taking some medications. I know that she was on medications. Mark knows, he dated her, so he knows some of the medications she was on, and that she was
meds can fuck you up because like it literally messes with your hormones and your neurological.
I asked her, like, where's the gun come from? Did she have access to firearms? And it's like, yes, she did, and you know, that's probably, you know, this the family seems to think that it was a suicide, and so I have respect for the family. I won't say anything more public about it than that.
No, that's respectful.
And you know, that's that. And if you don't believe me, go talk to Richard Eskridge down in Huntsville, Alabama, on his, you know, and her surviving family members.
I just never heard anything of it.
Any journalist that wants to approach me and get the story, you know, if you're a real journalist and you really want the story,
with all respect,
I've already given the story to Russ Coulthart. I gave Russ Coulthart advance access to this video. I shared it with a few other people after that, and those people were less trustworthy with the tape. Ross did respect the tape, and he said, you know, I decided not to do like a story about it. Because of, you know, after, you know, I said go talk to the, you know, Richard Eskridge. Here's his email. You know, I was going to hold a service for her, and then Richard was going to come on, but like after thinking, I gave him a couple weeks notice, and after really thinking about it, he just said, you know, he didn't want to stir this pot on. He just, like, you know, because there's just too much on the internet with that's going around with you know, who's that lady, Carrie Cassidy of Project Camelot, and you know, she just gets
Camelot.
She's a showboat.
A showboat. Scamelot. Yeah, so she just, I don't know, she makes the stuff up or says whatever, but like she really doesn't know the whole story, and I encourage journalists who are interested. There's been a number of them that I've talked to that have dug into this. There have been a few of them, and And I said, yo, you want to get into some real stuff? Go cover this Elizondo guy, because Elizondo is just like, it links. There's so much that links up with this guy if you really look at. Because I was crazy on Twitter. Mick West made this comment. He said, "There's no link between 9/11 and UFOs, or there's no link between JFK and UFOs, or 9/11 and UFOs." He made some tweet like that. I remember this. Probably find it if you really look for it and dig. But and I had pointed out there, Battelle is, I think, a link between these. Oh, because Battelle had the patents on the nanothermite cutter charges stuff. Battelle was involved with.
Have you looked at Battelle's newest
I don't think Battelle
release on his website?
Battle's connected to the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, you definitely, before you shut this off, Jeremy, have to cover the Battelle leak with the Tic Tac info.
But we're going to cover this. Yes, no. Before I shut it down, let's get into that. And I want. Why don't you present on that? And can you take the floor on that for a little bit and show read that article and show that off?
I wish I could, but my computer is super glitchy and freezes anytime I try to share it currently.
I can do that. Where is that article? Can someone post a link in the private chat so I can bring that up?
Which one do you want?
The one on this. Well, I just want the original post of or any links to this new whistleblower, this new guy that came out on was it Reddit or 4chan?
4chan, I believe it was.
There's this new guy that came forward with some information about he says Tom Bearden is like the science that they covered up.
Wow,
but that doesn't make sense. That I mean, Tom Bearden was one of the early guys. He might have been involved with some of that stuff, but again, Tom Bearden.
Bigelow Aerospace leaker, I guess, is what to look up. Bigelow Aerospace leaker.
I had David Chester look at Tom Bearden stuff. So they said, and one of the things they mentioned is, the theoretical physicists have missed all this physics and stuff, So we actually have physics from the fringe. Is if you look up Dave Chester, Tom Bearden, in this episode, and there's a bunch of links in there to the paper, and then again, there's some papers in here too. But I guess David Chester has a more recent one where he really goes through like all the math on this. And we briefly go through some of the stuff on this this thing. Again, it's a 2-hour thing, but I could have them back on again if people are really interested in going down the whole Tom Bearden, alt physics rabbit hole with us. But we've really looked through this one, and I hate to say it, whoever this guy is, but that is not. I don't know. It's Tom Bearden's cool when you're first getting into this and learning about some of these extended electrodynamics and but there's a lot more to that whole field than just that, and I encourage you to check out. Why is this getting?
Yeah, and Dave is wizard. Like I've sent him stuff and he's looked it over, and I respect him for doing that. Like Dave is wizard. If you guys have an idea, you have something you need to talk to him about, you know what I mean? Like I explained to him the engineering. I didn't get to the Eric Dollard stuff.
Please don't bog him down with like a lot of. He's a very hardworking guy.
I won't. I'm not that guy.
And again, come to me with the idea first. And if I don't know and I can't tell you this bullshit, I go to Dave. I usually go to Dave or other guys like this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, David Chester.
Yeah, like when I was trying to explain to him the like how Eric Dollard was explaining stuff, and I was just like, could you find out what this is? Like, what is he explaining to us? This is in a physics a perspective, and I remember him like dropping a couple comments about like how this and that worked out and how the dielectric field really was and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a great guy. He's a good person.
Well, I would encourage people check out Nathan Innan's Unlab you know, the Unlab is great if you're into the advanced physics stuff. Definitely check out the Unlab and watch Nathan Innan's presentations on both the Unlab and his Estes Park presentation. And Nathan Innan goes in and the whole into the deep on the physics. You know, if you really want to get into the core physics of a lot of this gravitational waves, gravity stuff, and you know, Nathan Innan's presentation and David Chester is like top-notch, deep-level physics on this stuff. So I don't know. Again, let's get to that private chat link. It's probably here now.
Yeah, I put the video and then the UAPdrop.com link article, I guess.
This is wow. Bigelow Aerospace documents unveil insider claims and alleged UFO gatekeepers. Well, if there was ever a gatekeeper, I think it was Tom Bearden, because Tom Bearden got a hold of, you know, Stephen Greer and the Orion project and pretty much mastered that whole program. Had all of them convinced that he was legit because he had an army of like these harassment bots that worked with Tom Bearden. So as soon as, you know, as soon as Stephen Greer got in touch with Tom Bearden, immediately all these people started like calling him on the phone and harassing him and being like, you know, stay away, don't get close to this, and you're getting way too close to the truth now, right?
Yeah, you're getting too close to all the magnetic secrets, and then you still don't know the dielectric secrets. It's funny.
It's weird, yeah. It's like Tom Bearden. Like the more I look at him in retrospect, I think he was like a honeypot in a lot of these sense, because they literally put this guy out there, had him saying a lot of the right stuff, but not like, you know, mixing a lot of it up, and he sounded like.
That's the thing, though. Like, if you actually watch Eric Dollard called him out on all the bullshit and corrected him. That's why I like Eric Dollard.
Yes,
like,
yes,
so much.
Eric Dollard, man.
People don't get like the well, yeah, I really think that he was a plant of some kind, and now looking in retrospect at a lot of the Tom Bearden stuff, because he's been
retard society.
The retard society.
Yeah, it's the retard society. Like a retard, like, you know, noun and a verb.
Retard.
A retard, yeah.
Well, that's hilarious. But yeah, this
Can we listen a bit, like a few minutes?
Let's read this. The
video.
Yeah, let's listen. You have something to play or turn Earthling?
Well,
actually, it's right there, right in front of me. Or the link's also in the private chat to the video.
So yeah, I did want to share the one document that you were talking about with Frank Zdarsik there, the quantum connection and the elastic limit.
All right.
It's open access, right?
You got the floor.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just bringing this document up wrong, you know, like where he's explaining how Coulomb's constant with the elastic constant. It was able to find out the actual frequency of all the atoms. So like even like all the elements, and if you go through his books and stuff, it's really fascinating. He was able to pretty much, from my understanding through all these mathematics, that he was able to use the Coulomb constant and like I said, the force resonant constant, and which is the elastic constant, and you were able to create, so the mathematics match the same as the circuits from, I wish I could just draw this up, but I don't know the actual the physicist's name right now off the top of my head. He did all right, anyways, so regardless, the elastic constant was like I explained to you, was the spring constant, and it was I believe what were you? Oh darn! It's been so long, I can't recall exactly what he said. Like I have his books and everything. I've just forgotten everything that I know anymore. It's been so long. Matter waves, right? So duality of matter waves. That's right. That's what I'm thinking of. You know what, dude? I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I've had fucking 8 tall boys. I can't think right now.
That's all right, man. Hey, it's
I'm just totally fried right now.
I kind of want to wrap this up, anyways.
Very cool.
It's a late stream, and it's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah, I know it's way past my bedtime.
Again, I'd be very skeptical of this. What do you guys think? Do you think this is legit? This new claim? He's saying a lot of the right stuff, but he's getting a lot of it wrong, man.
No, yeah, I'm totally drunk. That's because I'm all.
When I see this, it's so close to the right thing, but it's not the right thing, and it's like it's basically a scoop. It's like they're trying to again distract and take attention away from the source.
What's the source?
The fact that it's was posted on 4chan gives it a little bit maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to do a full episode digging into it, and yeah. Guess we'll wrap up here then and just look into it, do a follow-up episode on it, because there is some interesting
am I the only one here that's not completely messed up on something right now, or what?
Yeah, probably, Jeremiah. You're the only straightforward.
I'm straightforward, so I'm just listening, and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I got a delivery here. I just want to show off before I end this real quick. One of my early birthday presents. Oh, is it reversed on my screen?
No, it's good. That's hilarious.
No, that's great, dude. Oh yeah, this is
magic.
Wizard
doesn't know you had in a way. You don't understand.
that is hilarious. That's very funny. Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Dude, I love your hat, dude. I love that hat.
Coolest present was Simon's quasi crystal magnet thing. I'm gonna paint these, and this is like gonna be my favorite, of all. This is.
Oh yeah, in terms of fidget toys, it's up there.
Has anyone actually done those crystal voltaic piles? Because I was gonna make some and send some to Jeremy. Anyone? The Hutchinson voltaic piles?
I don't believe I've.
Or Hutchinson batteries.
No, but if you know how to make them, you should just tell me everything that goes in them so that I can make one.
Oh, I was just gonna make it just like she said.
Oh, are you talking about the crystal batteries?
Those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm working on something far better that's going to use very similar materials, but it'll be a resonant system instead of just sitting there producing DC power. And what I'm hoping to do is squeeze the entire technology down to something about the size of a AA battery that just simply never goes dead.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, Jesus Christ, we've been haven't talked so long. It's hilarious.
And now, my wife's searching for AlienScientist stuff on and getting all this weird stuff that comes back and buying it. I'm like, dude, I gotta sue these people for royalties. I'm the one who came up with this crap first. What the hell is this?
Is that your back? Is that your back?
I wish. What's going on that guy?
Oh, shit, you're a sexy beast, man. You're a sexy beast.
I won't even show the other one on screen.
Oh yeah, you got it
on Amazon if you search for it. But and I was reading it, and it's like, oh my god, it's the most crazy. Yeah, dude, it was I won't even talk. I can't even talk about it I without even getting into detail about the book.
The stream shut down.
Yeah.
Start
looking.
Okay, forget it. Yeah. I thought it was okay.
No, it's kind of okay. It's tentacle porn.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, wow.
Really weird stuff, man. It was like a whole
Japanese. I get you.
Hashtag AlienScientist.
The author's name is, the first name is Sophia. I'll just give you that.
That sounds about right.
But yeah, this has been quite a year for my book collection. Oh God, like I got to get back into a science, signed copies of these collectible ones. I told you I got the book of a book by William Joseph Bryan, who's the MK Ultra scientist who allegedly programmed Sirhan to kill RFK. And I got the book in the mail as a collector's edition, like 74 of 250 of like the initial pre-release of the book, and it was a sign, and it's signed by the fucking guy. It's like,
so
that's
actually,
kind of messed up.
I forgot to mention too, I have Frank Sidarsik's first book. I can actually get that for you sometime.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for another awesome year, and look forward to many more with y'all. Great community here, and we've had so much fun battling this disclosure for the past year. That there's been all these fraud channels that kind of grew up and took over the narrative, and you watched how like the truth got shadow banned, and they really pushed a lot of the disinfo hard, and there were even people out there saying that I was the disinfo because I was talking out about the heroes, and they were like, "How could this guy attack Lou? He must be the disinfo." And Lou was calling me disinfo, and not
suck your ass when he actually talked to you. Remember that?
Yeah, huh?
Oh,
I could have been so much more rude with him, man. Like I could have said
I
so
belleth
much
to you.
Dude, I could have said so much more to that guy, and I just we're winning the fight, dude. It's a slow war, but we're winning slowly. It's gonna come around. The time's gonna come. I'm gonna talk to Dan's got a producer that gets a lot of these speaking presentations. I'm gonna talk to more universities. I'm gonna get more these talks at universities, because university kids, college kids need to be hearing this kind of stuff, not the crap that Lou's recycling, 7th grade lecture on the pale blue dot and a brief history of time. No, we need something real, and I don't think they can control it anymore. We're having I think that was the CIA's attempt to get ahead of the narrative and obviously insert someone directly from the deep state, because you make all these comments like that there's no connection between. I said Battel's kind of this connection, but it doesn't connect to JFK. It connects to all this other stuff. But Lou, literally, his dad was Bay of Pigs, JFK assassination related. The same kind of team, the assassinations team, where all these anti-Castro Cuban guys and of Interpen and Operation Mongoose, right? And so Lou's dad, right there, grows up in this Cuban environment, becomes the torture czar at Guantanamo, also connected to COVID, because he's connected to biological warfare operations and the whole anthrax thing, right? Not directly COVID, but the anthrax thing, which is kind of like pre-COVID. And then, man, he's now connected to the UFO file. Like, that's who this guy is. UFOs, JFK, 9/11, all wrapped in one dude.
Counterintelligence guy.
He is counterintelligence guy, and this guy was literally selected because of the damage that this channel's done, because he's literally the antithesis of everything we've been working to expose, right?
And he knew you by name directly.
It's literally like I created a portal and summoned a demon from hell, and he came out. He came out of that pit, and we're gonna send him right the fuck back. Yes, thank you all. And Lou, get fucking bent, dude. Jesus Christ, what are you thinking? You're gonna get arrested if you keep this up. Like, no one's gonna buy it again, dude. It's like the boy who cried wolf 3 times, dude. They say once is a coincidence, twice is happenstance, but 3 times, bro, that's enemy action. Get the fuck out. Sing us a tune. No, I can't, guys. It's too late, and I wish I could.
Oh, come on.
gonna record more of those. Too.
Sorry.
Next time. Much love.
Next
We'll
time.
do it again.
It's too late here. It's literally like 1 in the morning, man. And you know,
I know.
I'm in
I
this
just tease you, bro.
my
I just
neighbors,
tease you.
man. We've had a lot of, it's rainy out. Everyone's sleepy. It's not a party night. It's a sleepy night. So
You have a newborn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I have a newborn, and he is sleeping. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations. Let have a good night.
Thanks. You guys too. Peace out,
everybody.
Have a good night.
And stream.